I'm Chris Ferguson with Sweet Herbals, and today I would like to talk to you about Natural Home Remedies Part 5. We've been talking about different things that you can use out of your kitchen cabinets for various ailments that you might have, things that are relatively simple. Today I'd like to talk to you about poison ivy. And poison ivy is something that we have to be concerned about here in Central Arkansas, especially in the middle of summer, kind of like how it is right now. It's really hot. Poison ivy grows around the base of trees, and I kind of have a picture for you. I'm trying not to touch it. Let me get it on the right side. It grows in leaves of 3, and it kind of has a notch out of one side of the leaves. It's really not difficult to identify, but it grows pretty prolific around trees, and also it is a vine and can grow right up a tree, make a huge trunk. So if you see something like that, you definitely want to avoid it, but sometimes you can't avoid it. Sometimes you have to do gardening and you come into contact with it, or you're out hiking and you accidentally step off the trail or something. So some of the things that you can use to help with poison ivy, the main thing is you want to try and get it off of your skin and your clothing. So you want to wash your clothing, your shoes, your socks, gloves, anything that's come into contact with it in hot water, and so you don't contaminate yourself again by putting your shoes on and then rubbing the oil as well. Supposedly you have about an hour from when you touch it. It's a oil and resin that comes from the top of the leaf. It's kind of the shiny part of the leaf, and to get the oil off, the best way to do that is to use Dawn dishwashing detergent. It helps to dissipate the oil. You, however, want to use a cool water. You don't want to use hot water, because hot water will thin out the oil and then it can spread. So use cool water, use Dawn dishwashing, try and rub it in a circular pattern to keep it in the same area. That will help take care of the oil. I've read where the resin part, the sticky part of the poison ivy substance that you get on you, can be thinned out by using, or dissolved by using alcohol, and so you can use an alcohol wipe to try and get it off, to dissolve that off your skin as well. So oil of oregano is also something that can be used. You would buy it at your health food store. It kind of looks like it comes in this kind of a bottle. However, you need to know that when you use an essential oil, you need to mix it with a carrier oil, because using this directly on your skin can burn your skin. So you would use 1 drop of the oil of oregano with 4 drops of a carrier oil, which would be like almond oil or olive oil or something like that. If a rash does occur, the best thing to use, I believe, is chamomile tea bags. And this is just a regular type of tea that you would get at the health food store. You can get any kind of chamomile tea. You want to make a tea out of it, steep it for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then use the tea bag to put it on the rash, and that will take the redness, the inflammation out of it, and it will be very soothing as well. Another thing that you can use are corn products, and we have a lot of corn this year here in Arkansas. One thing I like to use is corn silk. Corn silk is an excellent urinary herb, but it can also be used for poison ivy because it has a lot of mucilage in it. You can just rub it and you can feel it kind of a gumminess to it. It coats and soothes. I would take the corn silk and use it in my bullet and kind of make a powder out of it, and then I would take a little bit of that and some water and make a paste out of it, kind of a toothpaste consistency, and then take it and just coat, dab it on there, try and get it to stick as best you can, and then put a Band-Aid or something over it. You want to cover it just so it will stay on there and pull out some of that redness and soothe it very well. Another thing that you can use that's a corn product is corn cobs. And you can make a decoction out of corn cobs. This is kind of an old Indian thing that they would take it and they would boil it. You probably have to boil it for about 15 to 20 minutes because it's hard. And you can use it dry. This is wet, but this is pretty fresh. But you can take a dried corn cob and get the same results. Boil it for about 15 to 20 minutes. Take the tea, take a cotton ball, and daub it onto the surface of the rash that you have. Another thing that you can use is oatmeal. And this works very well, especially if you have a larger area that you need to take care of. And you can just take it and stick it in a sock. Just pour the powdered oatmeal, and you usually want to use just plain old oatmeal, not necessarily instant oatmeal. And you would put a rubber band around the top of the sock, and then you would hang this on top of your faucet, and then as the water goes into the tub to fill it, it would drain over the oatmeal. It would soften it, and then the oatmeal milk would come out, and it would make a very soothing bath. And that's for, like, if you have larger places on your legs that are just unbearable. But oatmeal is very soothing. And if you break out into blisters, like some people do, some people will just have redness and swelling, but some people break out into full blisters, and they'll have oozing as well. And baking soda is something that takes care, it will kind of dry up the blisters so they're not oozing. And you want to make, like I said, like with the corn silk, a toothpaste-like consistency, and then just kind of rub it on the spot, and then of course cover it with a Band-Aid or gauze or however big the area is. Sometimes it's bigger than a Band-Aid, and it will help take care of the oozing from those blisters. The next thing that I wanted to bring up was honey. And honey is a very good thing. It takes away a lot of the pain and also the itching, and it also acts as an antibiotic. So if you do break out into blisters, that's an open sore, and it's you run the risk of getting an infection from that being open like that. Honey serves as an antibiotic so that it will help prevent you from getting an infection. And you would just, rub it on there and then cover it and leave it on like everything else. The final thing that I wanted to talk to you about is the old banana peel trick. And you just take a piece of banana peel, and this one's getting pretty old and oxidized after sitting here for about 20 minutes. You want to use my leaves just flew away. You want to use the inside of the banana peel, and you would just take a piece about as big as the rash was and just lay it on there. It's very soothing, very cooling, and it helps with pain. And you would cover it as well and just leave it on there. So I hope I brought some things to mind of things that you can instantly use. Again, the first thing you want to do is you want to stop that reaction. You want to get that oil off of your skin, get the resin off of your skin using the Dawn dishwashing soap to get rid of the oil, and then the alcohol to help dissolve the resin, and using cool water for the dishwashing liquid. And then when you do break out in a rash, you've got your chamomile, your corn products, your baking soda, your honey, oil of oregano, and your banana peel, everything that you should normally carry in your house. So this is Chris Ferguson for Herbal Home Remedies, and here's to your health.